Well, we've got some strong thunderstorms in the area tonight. Earlier we had one severe thunderstorm warning issued. I talked yesterday how we would probably see a couple severe thunderstorms. So as of 8:25, we have seen 3 counties go under a severe thunderstorm warning. It's conceivable we could see a couple more. So this was obviously a natural for Facebook Live. Let's talk about what's going on here this evening with thunderstorms moving across the area. Should you be concerned of severe weather in your area? And I'm going to give people a little bit of time to get in here tonight because I know there's probably high interest on the thunderstorms moving across the area. Hope everybody thus far is having a pretty good Friday evening. Hopefully I can give you decent news so your Friday evening will stay okay with some of the strong storms moving through. Again, as of 8:25, we do not have severe weather right now, but we could see some more thunderstorms, and you can see behind me we still have a severe weather risk posted. So if you have any friends that might be interested on the thunderstorms that are moving across the area, how this is going to impact them, should they be concerned about severe weather, do me a favor, love the video. That kind of helps it get released to my Facebook group. And then most importantly, share and invite. And when you share the video, you're just basically going to let other people know if they might be interested about the strong thunderstorms that are moving across the area. Again, as mentioned, some could be severe. I'm going to give a quick update on what to expect as we go through the evening. As always, guys, what I'm going to do is give 2 shares to the video, take it over to WDRB Weather and to WDRB News, and then we will jump into our discussion here. So let me get that part out, and then we'll spend a little bit more time discussing thunderstorms that are moving through here on this night as we head into a holiday weekend. So shared onto WDRB News. I'll make the same share onto WDRB Weather, and then we'll jump into our discussion. So I'll also mention, guys, share goal tonight will be 1,000. We're sitting at 400 people in here right now. 1,000 should not be too hard to get there. Everybody shares the video 3 times. We'll make it up over 1,000, and tonight I believe would be the 87th night in a row. We are rapidly closing in on getting to that mark of 1,000 shares for 100 nights in a row, which is crazy that we're moving in that direction. So, all right, those of you that are jumping in here, we got to discuss severe weather threat as we go through the overnight hours in the evening. We've got thunderstorms out there right now. As of 8:15, our warning was allowed to expire, but does that mean we're done as we go through the overnight hours? So let's take a look at what we've got going on right now, and we'll start is we're going to start by looking at the severe weather threat that's posted as we stand right now. Severe threat is posted, and you can see this includes parts of Louisville. Not every part, but the severe risk basically goes northern Breckenridge, northern Meade, northern Jefferson County, including Louisville, includes most of Oldham, and then the northern part of Henry County. And you can also clearly see that basically this does include every one of our southern Indiana counties. So if you can hear me in southern Indiana, you are included in this slight risk of severe weather, literally every single one. So what do we note when we look at radar? First off, what you'll notice is a couple of things here. The line in Indiana that's specifically in Orange County is generally void of much lightning. There's some, but there's not as much. In Lawrence County, not as much lightning. What you will notice is we've got this area where there's more lightning that extends from around Crawford County through, let's say, west of Tell City, and then here is Breckenridge County where Brandenburg is to, let's say, west of you. And you'll notice that there's more lightning in the southern part of the line. The reason I mention that is lightning is an indicator of storm intensity. So the fact that there is generally not much lightning there does speak to the fact that that part of the line is struggling. So where we have storms right now, west of Seymour, we've got actually the line of thunderstorms that's in Bedford, Mitchell, moving through Paoli right now, and you can see that nose of that little area where it's bowed out just a pinch here is approaching Campbellsburg. That one does have the potential to produce maybe, let's say, some 40, 45 mile an hour winds. We'll watch that one closely. I will mention that sometimes when the line bows out a little bit, like you can see right here north of Mitchell, you can get a small area of rotation within the line. So I will mention that is an area that we're watching. As we continue our movement to the south, we run into the stronger part of the line, and this is a storm that's fired at ahead of the line over Leavenworth. The line itself extends from English through Oil, through around Leopold. Nothing severe at this point, and looking within the radar, there's definitely the potential for some 40, 45 mile an hour winds. That extends to just west of Tell City by a mile by about 5 miles, and then into the Owensboro area. So where does this line go? Well, it is moving at around 40 miles an hour, so tracking it off to the east means it gets in the Tell City area in the next 10 minutes. It puts it in Leavenworth 15 minutes from now, Palmyra 23 minutes from now, and Borden, the strongest part of the line of thunderstorms, with about 45 mile an hour winds moving into your area in the next 35 minutes, and then puts it near Louisville at around 9:15 to 9:30 in the west end of Louisville. In the east end of Louisville, 9:30 through around 10 o'clock. Does the line show any signal of being severe? Well, let's take a look and put it into motion. First, it's a good line. You can see the line now has filled in to the south. So this thing goes from Paducah through around Seymour on what is a nice looking line of thunderstorms that are moving off to the east. This is what it's working with. Let's address the fuel. How does it look out ahead of the storm? Well, first, you look west out of Louisville and you see this. It's dark. You can see the blow-off anvil from the thunderstorms, and I will tell you, you're definitely going to get a shelf with this. What's a shelf? It's a little lowering on the base of the storm that is the nose of the gusty winds. The temperatures out ahead of this are still very warm. Our temperature in Louisville, and really you'll see a lot of our areas, about 86 degrees. Our dew point remains highly favorable, which is at 70. This would support good, solid, heavy downpours, number one. And it still keeps fuel. And we've got a south wind at 13 miles an hour, which there is enough wind to support an organized severe threat. Doesn't mean it's a major, major blowout event, because it's not. But I still think we have the possibility that some of these storms could be on the stronger side. Right now it's 81 in Hardinsburg, 81 Litchfield, 82 Lanesville, 82 in Carrollton, and 81 in the Munfordville area. So these temperatures are starting to fall down just a little bit. And with that, the storm intensity will go down a little. But you can see dew points are really, really high around our area. So fuel remains supportive. Let's look at advanced track. The first thing we always do with a computer model is assess how is it doing now. Because if it doesn't do very well now, we know going forward it's going to have some problems. And immediately you can see it is not picking up the southern part of the line very well. So west of Tell City through around Evansville, it's pretty much an epic fail right now. With that said, it really does show better organization as we look towards 9:30 as this approaches the west end of Louisville. 10 to 10:30 moves through Louisville. Intensity, my feeling, I don't think we're probably talking about a large-scale severe. I can't rule out warnings being issued, but overall, I think the tendency comes down. At 11:30, you can see the storms from around Shelbyville through E-Town. The storms by 12:30 are moving from Frankfort through around the Campbellsville area. And then as we go towards 3 a.m., those storms have pulled away from our area. And you can see the rainfall amounts there on the screen. They're not huge, but with that said, I think we're all going to get a nice little soaker. I think if you're in the right spot, you could catch over half an inch of rain. I think if you're in the wrong spot, you could catch a little bit less than a quarter. But I feel like we've got a good solid opportunity for a quarter of an inch of rainfall in here, which, like I said, something that's not bad that we could actually use across our area. So that's kind of where we stand on the current with our thunderstorms moving through. If anything was to be severe, damaging winds and hail would be the primary threat. But as stated, I don't think we're looking at a large-scale organized severe weather threat. I do think a couple could be strong, just don't think we're talking about major. Damaging winds, hail would be the primary threat if we see anything go severe. So with that, I know we're going to always have a lot of questions anytime we have thunderstorms in our area. My only request is, guys, let's keep the topic focused on the thunderstorms moving across the area tonight. I know everybody's curious about thunderstorm chances as we go through this holiday weekend. I will address that in detail on WDRB News at 10. But in this one, I would like us to try to focus on thunderstorm chances as we go through tonight in our area. As always, guys, please continue to share the video. Our goal is to get to 1,000 for 87 nights in a row, which is crazy. We're closing in on 100 in a row above 1,000 shares. So please make sure that you guys share. After you share, comment down below so I can give you guys a shout out. And let's now open it up to questions. Remember, we're only focused on thunderstorms moving across the area tonight. Brandon saying good evening. Brandon, hope you're having a nice night. Madeline saying only had heavy rain, thunder, and lightning here in Ferdinand. I appreciate that update. Sue Bowling with 6 shares. Thank you, guys. After you share more than 5, let me know down below so I can give you a shout out. Taylorsville Lake, what time? My feeling for Taylorsville Lake is probably around 11 to 12. Caleb saying looks like a weak mesovortex near Salem. Caleb, no, honestly, I would say that there was an MCV that fired it, but what I think you're seeing near Salem is simply the surge from the line generating just a little bit of rotation on the northern end in Lawrence County, but I don't think we're talking about within something this week a legitimate MCV being developed from it. 10 shares from Jack. Thank you, Jack. 20 shares from Erica. Thank you. A share out of Bardstown. Thank you from Teresa. Joe with multi-shares. Thank you, Joe. 2 shares from Brandon. 5 from Alicia. Thank you. Where we are on our shares right now. Let me update you guys. We're sitting at 463. So that means we need about everybody to share the video 1 to 2 more times so we can make it. Joni's asking about tomorrow. Joni, I'm going to discuss tomorrow on WDRB News at 10. And this one I wanted to discuss severe weather threat tonight. Chris Stivers asking about flooding concerns. Chris, I don't think this is really a legit threat of flooding overnight. It's progressive, moving at 40 miles an hour, so I don't think we're talking about a large-scale flash flood threat. Alicia saying rolling thunder in North Vernon. It's always nice to hear that in the summer. Shannon Miller saying radar scope is awesome. Not going to lie, it really is awesome. How long till LaGrange? My feeling is 11:30, 12-ish. Brenda's asking about severe weather threat for Corydon. You know, honestly, I can't take it off the table, but I just don't think we're talking about a great threat. I wouldn't be surprised to see a warning or 2 more issued, but I don't think we're talking about a great deal. Tanya is asking, what time will the storms be in here? My feeling is close to about an hour or hour and a half. Eric is saying 3 more people joining from my shares. I love that. I love hearing that. Thank you. Stephen with 6 shares. Thank you, Stephen. Amy's asking, when will severe weather hit Carrollton? So that means you didn't listen. Severe weather will not hit everybody in our area. Severe weather is not a guarantee for everybody in our area. If you ask me a town, am I guaranteed going to see severe? I would tell you absolutely not. There is 0 people in our area guaranteed to see severe. 0. Could we see some? Absolutely. But this is not a guarantee of severe for anybody in our area. Secondly, the eastern part of our area would have the lowest threat of severe. How long till eminence? Probably between 12 and 1. Campbellsville, I think you're going to see some rain thunderstorms after midnight. I think the complex is going to struggle a little bit. E-Town area, my feeling for E-Town is within about an hour and a half, 90 minutes to about an hour. Scott asked, what would the rain deficit be after? So Scott, we're riding right now a rain deficit of around 1.5 inches. This will help a little bit, but I don't think it's going to erase it. Mike's asking about anything severe in Brandenburg. The line to your west is probably the strongest within our area, so that means I won't take that severe threat off the table. Pam with 5 shares, you get a shout out. Michelle with 30 shares, shout out to you. Summer with 5 shares, thank you. When will it hit Hikes Point? Probably between 9:30 and 10-ish. Shepherdsville, 9:30 to 10-ish. Karen saying, thanks for the live videos, helpful. Absolutely. You guys know I always try to make sure I'm here for you. About what time in Carrollton? My feeling is between 12 and around 2 a.m. Juju's asking if there's any hail in there. No hail right now. Caleb's saying it gets complicated when asking such local areas about severe. No question. You know, I always try to make sure that we communicate a reasonable, what's the word I'm looking for? Reasonable expectations. I feel like the beginning of an accurate forecast is communicating risk properly. So, you know, what happens when somebody hears that there's strong storms is, okay, my area is going to be damaged. No, that's not tonight. Could it? It's not off the table. But far and away, much, much, much fewer people would be impacted than more. I mean, there hasn't been anything that's reached severe thresholds at this point. Judy's saying, I want the rain. You know, it's funny, I was in the National Weather Service chat a little bit earlier when we were talking about the storms. And what I said was, I just want the rain at my house. And I wrote hashtag selfish in there. Truth is you know, I want a little bit of water on my lawn. We could use it. How does Grayson County look tonight? There's an area still strong storms to your west. You're probably about 2 hours away. Can't rule out severe, but I think the greater thing is just going to be we're going to see strong thunderstorms with 40, 45 mile an hour winds move across. How does it look for the Taylorsville, Shelbyville area? From Stephanie, you know, I think you're probably in a downward trend by that point. Valerie's asking, should Bardstown expect power outages? So again, you're definitely not hearing me correctly. Let me say it again. If you're hearing that your town is going to see severe weather, you're hearing the message wrong. The message is that there could be a couple strong to severe storms. The line continues to move off to the east. At this point, nothing has met severe weather threshold. It doesn't mean that it won't as we go through the rest of the night. So the message is some isolated severe possible, but saying for an individual town you're going to see damage is simply not possible. Amanda's asking, we are having fireworks tonight in Austin, so that could be a problem. My feeling is let me go back and look at lightning just to your west right now. That may be a dangerous, that may not be a good idea in Austin. Sun sets in about an hour, and there's still going to be lightning that's not too far away. My feeling is I'd postpone it till tomorrow. Oh, Valerie's asking about Brownstown. So Brownstown, not severe at this point. I think the stronger part of the line is from around Paoli through around Madisonville, and I think it's going to be along and south of the river as it stands right now. Phil is saying clouds are black in the Corridon area. Yeah, you can see the line of thunderstorms behind me. Laramie is asking, or Laramie, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, fireworks in LaGrange. I know those tents can be dangerous when there's thunderstorms. So LaGrange, it's probably going to approach your area between 12 and 1. I don't think you're talking about before midnight. Let me rephrase that. Probably... Let me call you between 10:30 and midnight. So if you're trying to just close it down because you don't want to have the thunderstorms, I would shut down by 10:30 just so you can protect. I know those tents can be susceptible to any winds. Diane with 6 shares, thank you. Crystal's asking if it's going to be okay to go to sleep tonight. I think from a severe perspective, I think you probably are okay, but at the same time, you can't go to sleep before WDRB News at 10. We all know. That's not acceptable. Okay, maybe it is, but I still would love to have you guys on WDRB News at 10. Becky's saying how much wind. She has a tree limb she's hoping to get blown down. 40 to 45 are probably going to be peaks right now. Nothing to me looks crazy on the severe side. Joseph's asking, is there a lot of lightning? Actually, yeah, there is, in particular along and south of the river, quite a bit of lightning. Bardstown from Julie, my feeling for you is around midnight to 1-ish, probably close to midnight. Jacob's asking about what are the winds on the southern part of the line. Right now, 35 to 40. There's nothing in there that really speaks severe to me right now. Let me update you guys, by the way, on where we are in our share count. Remember, aiming to go to 1,000 shares for our 87th night in a row. No, really. If we get to 1,000 shares, it's 87 nights in a row, which is pretty wild. Crystal's saying she's not going to bed before the news. She always watches. That's what I like to hear. Let me give you a thumbs up, by the way, on that, because I appreciate that. Caleb's saying it's not acceptable to not share. Caleb, you used to be a non-sharer, or you used to be a share violator, but you have come over to the dark side. Heather's asking Oldham County. My feeling near midnight-ish, between probably 10:30 and midnight. Laura says traveling to Kansas City. Uploaded a couple of pics. I appreciate that. You probably drove through the line on that trip. I appreciate that. Valerie with 7 more shares. Thank you. Let me see where we are standing on our shares. Remember, we want to get to 1,000 shares. Got about 10 more minutes on the video. Sitting at 952, so you guys probably are going to make it over 1,000. Got a good opportunity tonight to get to 1,500 shares. Linda's saying, how's the weather in Lanesville? Granddaughter playing softball. Right now it's not there, but there's definitely lightning approaching within the hour. It's probably a good idea within 30 minutes to wind that down. Pam's asking how much rain in Nelson County. My feeling is you're probably going to get a quarter to a half an inch. Valerie's saying raining in Brownstown right now. I know everybody's looking at that saying, please come to my lawn. Miranda with 5 shares. Thank you. You get a thumbs up on that one. Guys, remember, please aim to share the video 2 to 5 times. After you share it over 5, anybody that gives me 5 shares, I'll give you a shout out. Oh, Caleb's asking about job shadow. Caleb, I know you emailed me and I had trouble getting back. I've got a job shadow the 3rd week of July. Do me a favor, email me again next week, but let's aim for the last week of July, somewhere between the 24th and the 28th. Send me an email and I think we'll be able to get you in that week. Brandy's asking about Madison. It's going to be after midnight in Madison, probably around 1 a.m. Share from Brooks, Kentucky. Dan with a share. Thank you, Dan. Laura with a few shares. Thank you, Laura. Debbie's saying thundering right now in PRP. The storms right now are about 40 miles to the west of PRP, which puts them about an hour out. What about Palmyra? My feeling for Palmyra is within 30 minutes the storms will approach you. Shirley, you get a thumbs up. You breached 5 shares with 7. Thank you. Kristen's asking about the Madison Regatta. Yeah, you know, honestly, tomorrow I think you're probably in good shape, as are you in Sunday. So I think actually the storm line will probably make for a decent weekend. It's going to be warm and humid, though. Chad out of E-Town, my feeling for you is about an hour and a half to 2 hours from now. So between 10:45, let's say between 10:15 and around 11:15. What about Campbellsville? Campbellsville would be after midnight. Susie with 6 shares. Thank you, Susie. Remember, guys, if you enjoy being able to get weather, in particular a night like tonight where I'm not going to be on TV because the storms are sub-severe, and you can get your weather information from Facebook Live, please do me a favor. Share the video, like and love the video. Let me know down below if you guys appreciate this, because for me, it does add a little bit of workload. But if it's worth it to you guys, I think you know by this point, I'm probably going to try to do it. And the way that you guys tell me that it's important is by sharing and liking the video. Let me know and comment down below that you guys enjoy this. We are now over 1,200 shares. We got a legitimate shot of getting over 1,500 shares tonight, which is good on a Friday night. Mary with 6 shares. Thank you, Mary. Laura saying thanks for the shout out, you bet. Karen saying hello to Mark. I hope you're having a good night, Karen. How's Eminence for tomorrow? I'll go through rain chances on the weekend on WDRB News at 10, but I would tell you 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think would be your greatest chance tomorrow. Weather in Springfield, after midnight, some storms, but I think that the line should be weakening in that point. Thundering in Meade County right now, so the strongest part of the line of thunderstorms is in the northern part, approaching the northern part of Breckenridge, and extreme western part of Meade County. 40, 45 mile an hour winds are possible there. And English right now, the worst has moved through. Tell City approaching you as well. Jennifer with 10 shares, thank you. Peggy's watching tonight, thanks Peggy. Grayson County, probably within about 2 hours. 10 shares from Robert out of Shepherdsville, thanks Robert. Joe with the multi-share, thanks Joe. Sissy with a share, thank you. Tom's saying, do I have time to go to the grocery store? Tom, come on. You know I can't answer that. Do you have time? I mean, I think everybody knows. That's like saying, that's like the one, Mark, will I have school tomorrow? I mean, I can forecast the weather. I can tell you when there's going to be rain, but I can't tell you guys how fast you can get to the grocery store or not and what would stop you. So, Scott County, are you in danger? No. But, you know, there's going to be strong thunderstorms. They are going to move through your area. The most intense part of the line is now from Corydon through west of Hardinsburg, near around the Fordsville area. Is it coming to Brandenburg? Yeah, it is. You're going to see thunderstorms. Mandy with up to 35 shares. I appreciate that. I got a question for you guys. So on my video, if you notice right down here, first off, can you guys see the comment line down below? Give me thumbs up if you can, thumbs down if you can't. Can you guys see that line of comments? So we normally have a pause after I ask a question. Okay, I'm seeing one thumbs up. I'm seeing more thumbs up. Okay, so it looks like you guys can see it. So do you guys see the people that have the little camera next to their face? If you can, does anybody know why it's there? Rick, have you noticed that change? Come here and look. What? So I'm going to show Rick because he's in the office with me tonight. See how some of these people now have a little camera next to their name? I don't know if
is that FaceTime?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
That's usually the FaceTime camera, I think.
Actually, that is, but why would that be in a Facebook video?
Maybe you can, I don't know, call?
Huh.
I don't know.
See, and there's one without right there.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. That's definitely the Facebook.
We're going to do some research. We've got our best people on it. Our Facebook Live team is going to be working on figuring that out. Not really, but how about in Salem? Storms are approaching Salem right now. 35 to 40 mile an hour winds, some lightning, but I don't think it's going to be a large severe threat at all.
That's the FaceTime icon.
It is. We have Rick has confirmed that it is indeed.
When he said best people, he means.
So I told you guys we got our best people on it. Rick's on it right now. So that icon may be the FaceTime icon, but I don't know why that would appear in a Facebook Live video, huh?
Some people share their contacts.
Share to their contacts? Maybe that could be it when you share now. Somebody they saying they don't see the camera icon by people's names. It's always weird, you know. This stuff evolves so quickly that sometimes, even for us who our business is knowing where things are going, sometimes don't actually know what the changes completely are. Okay, people don't see, other people aren't seeing the camera. That's interesting. People are saying, hey, Rick, by the way.
Hey.
By the way, in case you guys are curious, Rick does Facebook Live videos as well. And despite the fact that we have the same hair color, our content can be very different. Rick does his Facebook Live videos between around 10:45 and 11. Rick's also easy to find on Facebook. It's Rick DeLuca, and it's Rick with a K. But like his page when you go over there, and that way you'll get an alert when Rick goes live as well. Somebody's asking if they can see radar. You ask and you shall see. So let me show you guys what's going on right now on StormView HD. We'll do a little radar tour. As we stand right now, we've got thunderstorms that continue. Not severe, but thunderstorms right now north of Seymour near Jonesville, and we've got storms right now in Owen and Driftwood. Salem, the worst is moving into your area, and by worst I mean really not that bad. The stronger storms right now are near Corydon, and that could potentially have some small hail just to the west of Corydon. That would be Moberly through around the Leavenworth area. And the reason that one is one of the stronger storms is because this area near Moberly developed out ahead of the line. That little storm there could be one of the stronger storms. Looking at our gates, Rick's in there right now inspecting. Rick, guessing 30, 35 miles an hour?
You're around 30-ish.
Okay, about 30 mile an hour is what Rick's seeing right now. Now that he is done looking at what that icon means. And we have Alton through around Tell City, through Owensboro, storms continuing. Let me put this into motion. I'll give you a perspective from Louisville, and we'll do it over the last hour. So you can see what the storms look like. They are basically about an hour or so out from central Louisville. West End would be probably about 9:30 central Louisville, between around 9:15. 9:30 through around 9:45, and then the east end of Louisville around 10 to 10:15-ish. That's where we stand right now looking at our radar. I got a minute left on the video, guys. So request, share the video like crazy here quickly so we can continue to bump that number up. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to be discussing on WDRB News at 10. I do think we could see more thunderstorms on Saturday. I know that there's a lot of outdoor plans this weekend. I'm going to time out when to expect the storms, and I'm going to give you my analysis on Saturday of severe weather potential on WDRB News at first at 10, top of the hour. We'll discuss the line moving through. So thunderstorms tonight on WDRB News at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. 10:22 thunderstorms for Saturday and Sunday potential. And remember, it's a long weekend. Hopefully you have Monday and Tuesday off. I do think on the 4th of July we could be looking at thunderstorms. I'm going to time out when those storms are most likely because I don't think it rains all day. And I know that the timing on rain on the 4th could highly impact the fireworks. So tune in tonight for WDRB News at 10 o'clock for tonight, 10:22 for Saturday, Sunday, and 10:37 for Monday and Tuesday. That way you guys exactly have the time so you know when I'm going to be going on. That way if you're doing other things, I know it's a holiday weekend, set your alarm. That way you guys can tune in when I'm on the air, get the information you need, and kind of continue about your business. I'm going to quickly update you guys on where we are on our shares before I end the video so you guys will know. 1,462 shares. Tonight's 87 nights in a row above 1,000 shares, guys. That is seriously awesome. I mean, I say it nightly, but you guys have no clue how unbelievably powerful of a tool you guys have become. You guys are unbelievable night in, night out with what we call engagement on social media. You guys are really, really awesome on that. We lead the market on a nightly basis because you guys are active and engaged on social, and I love that. Remember, you can like, love, and share the video even after it ends, so throw me a few more shares my way. I'll see you guys on WDRB News at 10. I'm going to be off for a couple days next week, so let me wish you guys, hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. I hope you have an amazing 4th of July. And if you guys are doing any fireworks, remember, they can be dangerous, so please do it safely. I'll see you guys on WDRB News at 10.